Jai Hind all of you. I'm Dr. Rahul Bansal from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. So this one is the next video lecture for electronic devices KEC 301. So let us start. So in this video lecture, we will be discussing about the charge carriers in the semiconductors, right? So we will discuss about the 4 different cases, right? That how the temperature and the electric field will affect the number of charge carriers in the valence band as well as in the conduction band, right? So if you see carefully, whenever so let us take the first case, that is whenever temperature equal to 0 and electric field is not applied, that is temperature is also 0 and electric field is 0, right? So in this case, this valence band, if you consider this as like valence band and this one as conduction band, so this valence band will be completely filled, right? So this is shown by this dot, right? So this valence band is completely filled with the electrons and this conduction band is completely empty, right? So this is basically the EK diagrams, right? And they are like present in the symmetrical manner, right? So in this case, right, whenever temperature equal to 0 and electric field is not applied, in this case valence band is completely occupied and this conduction band is completely empty, so that the conductivity will be equal to 0, right? So what we can what conclude we can draw from this? So we can say that total momentum of the electron will be equal to 0 whenever electric field is not applied and temperature equal to 0. So this is the first case. Now in the second case, whenever electric field is applied but temperature is still equal to 0, right? So in this case also, this conduction band, if you see the second next slide, okay, in this case also the conduction band is completely empty, right? Although due to this electric field there will be some movement, but in this case valence band will be completely filled, okay? Movement will be within this valence band only, okay? No electron will be reaching from the valence band towards the conduction band, right? Okay, so let us suppose that jth electron is moving with the velocity of Vj, right? So in this case, same this another jth electron will be moving in the opposite direction to the previous one, right? So that if at all I consider the velocity of jth electron is Vj, the electron, that is another electron, is moving in the opposite direction of the previous one, so velocity will be minus Vj, right? So in this case equal and opposite movement will be there, such that there will be interchange of the electron position, so that we can conclude that the net current will be equal to 0, right? So if you consider the concentration of electron in the valence band is n, right, and the current density be J, then the current density can be given by the formula, that is minus q multiplied by sum of all the electron velocities, which is equal to 0, right? Because this, suppose that jth electron is moving in the in this direction, okay, it is having like Vj velocity, another electron will be moving in the opposite direction, that is having the velocity of minus Vj, right? Such that all the velocity, sum of all the velocity will be cancelled out, right? Such that this J, that is the current density, will be equal to 0 in this case, okay? So this results in the in making the postulate that the valence band is completely filled and this conduction band is completely empty, right? Okay, take the third case. Whenever temperature is not equal to 0 but electric field is 0, okay, we are providing the some thermal energy. If at all we are providing the thermal energy, we already discussed in the previous video lecture, that is number of electron and hole pair will be generated. Number of electron and hole will be freed because of the breaking of covalent bond. Okay, a number of electron hole pair will be like generated. Okay, so some of the electron will be reaching from the valence band towards the conduction band due to the thermal energy, right? So that there will be a symmetrical distribution of the electron in the conduction band. Okay, so all the positions, that is the electron position that are there in the valence band, which is due to the movement of the electron from the valence band towards the conduction band, will be vacant. It is considered to be as like hole, right? So if you see this carefully, due to the thermal energy, this electron are reaching from this valence band towards the conduction band. Okay, so in this diagram, if you notice, there will be a symmetrical distribution of the electron, right, in the conduction band, and there will be a symmetrical distribution of the hole in the valence band, right? So whenever the electron that are having the high energy that are there in the conduction band, now they will lose some energy after some time and they will come back to its original state, or you can say in the valence band. Okay, so equal number of electron will be reaching from the conduction band towards the valence band, right? As some of the electron, in other words, what we can say that some of the electron are reaching from the valence band towards the conduction band, and at the same time equal number of electron are reaching from the conduction band towards the valence band, right? So that the conductivity will be equal to 0 in this case also, right? Now come to the fourth case. So in the fourth case, temperature is not equal to 0 and electric field is also applied. Temperature is non-zero, electric field is applied. In this case, there will be the unequal distribution of the electron in the conduction band. Right? If you consider this as like conduction band, there will be asymmetrical distribution of the electron, right? So charge transport will be possible in both the conduction band as well as in the valence band, right? Such that this conduction band current is non-zero in this case, right? This is due to the electric field application. Now, second postulate what we can draw is unequal number of electron are reaching from the valence band towards the conduction band and conduction band towards the valence band due to this asymmetrical distribution, right? So this is also a case. Now we can drive, or we can conclude the previous slides in terms of the concept of holes, or we can define the hole now, right? In the fourth case, if you see, temperature is not equal to 0, electric field is also applied, charge transport is there in the valence band, right? Also, we also know that at the temperature equal to 0, this current density is also equal to 0, right? So this is due to the equal movement of the electron in the opposite direction, right? So that the velocity will cancel out, right? So this current density will be equal to 0. Now whenever, so this J is equal to minus Q multiplied by, when this I goes from like 1 to n, right, where n is any number, right, Vi, sum of all the velocities, right. Now temperature is increased, or you can say temperature is non-zero, and the jth electron is missing from the valence band. There might be a possibility that it has been reached towards the conduction band, right, such that the net current density can be represented as, or can be expressed as, J is equal to minus Q multiplied by summation of all the velocities when this I goes from 1 to n, because n is very large number, and if you minus one velocity, one electron velocity, it will not like make any change in this total current density, right. Minus of minus Q into Vj, that is electron is missing from the total total number of electron, one electron is missing, right. This minus and minus will cancel out. What we will have is plus Q into Vj. This is actually the current which is by the positively charged particle, right, and this was the current which was due to this missing electron, right. So what conclusion we can draw from this discussion? We can say that the vacant position creating by the missing electron from the valence band will behave like a positively charged particle, which is referred to as hole. So this is basically the hole, right, which is the vacant, or you can say vacancy of the electron, right. Next is the effective mass of electron. So how to compute the effective mass of electron? We already know from the classical physics that mass of the electron is 9.11 into 10 to the minus 31 kg. But in this case, mass of the electron will be not given by this value, right. It is something else. It is actually greater than this, something multiplied by this actual mass, right. So if you consider the free electron under the actional force, it is represented as F is equal to, which is the external force, which is given by m into a, that is mass of the electron into acceleration. Okay, but the main problem is electron of the solid will not follow this relation. Okay, and the electron in the crystal are not completely free, right, but there are some forces which are acting apart from these external forces, which are like force of attraction, force of repulsion, okay, right. So these forces can be like also represented as, so this equation 1, if you see, we can modify this equation 1 like this: F is equal to F external plus F internal, where F internal are internal forces that are already existing, which is equal to ma, right. Now if you consider the effect of only internal forces, right, then this mass is called as the effective mass, right. Sorry, external force is only, then this mass is called as the external mass, then this mass is called as the effective mass. So F is equal to F external is equal to M asterisk A, where M asterisk is called as the effective mass, right. Now from the previous video lecture we have already discussed that this energy is equal to half mv square. We are assuming that the electron is like moving with the kinetic velocity of this one, where this mv, from this mv relation we can write this in terms of the momentum also. We have already discussed in the previous video lecture, that is half p square divided by m, where p is equal to mv. You can write here, okay, it is already written over here, this p is equal to mv, right. So this p is also, we have already derived, that is p is also h into k, h dash into k, where h dash is equal to h upon 2 pi, h is the constant value, right. So if you double differentiate this E with respect to k, what we will get is h dash square divided by 2, h dash square divided by m, right. So this m is actually effective mass, m is equal to h dash square divided by d2e upon dk square. So if I have the EK diagrams, we can find out the value of effective mass, right, using this relation. First what we have to do is, we have to find out the d2e upon dk square from this, right, then we can compute the value of m asterisk. Also what we can conclude is, we can conclude that from here this d2e upon dk square can have positive as well as negative value, right. So which is also a postulate in this, which is also a like this interesting topic in this. So if you see the curvature, right, if you see this curvature, the curvature of the band that determine the electron effective mass, we have already seen in the previous previous slide. The interesting outcome is that d2e upon dk square, if it is positive, then the conduction band d2e upon dk square is positive at the conduction band minima, okay, and it is negative at the valence band maxima. So therefore what we can say? We can say that electron near the top of the valence band will have the negative effective mass. Okay, next postulate what we can draw is, valence band electron with negative charge and negative mass move in the electric field in the same direction as the hole with a positively charged and positive mass. So this is all for this video. In the next video lecture we will be discussing about the all type of semiconductors, like intrinsic semiconductor, extrinsic semiconductor in detail, right. So thank you.